beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mrs. Lord. Yes, you can call me Mrs. Lord. Today it's my birthday and I took a day off and just to reflect and relax a bit, and I thought let me work maybe for about 30 minutes and record myself. I am going to discussing about how to apply for a citizenship in Ireland as a foreigner. I have been, if you know me, my background, I've been in Ireland for like 14 years and I came in on a student visa, and on that process within 3 years I met my now husband. We dated for like 5 years on what you call a de facto. Maybe I need to talk about de facto partnership visa as well as them four. And on that process, after dating for 5 years, we decided to get married. So that's why I feel like I am way overdue and this citizenship. So anyway, now step number one, okay, so we're gonna start with first thing that we need to do. I need to do to apply for an Irish citizenship. So first of all, there is a website called Citizen Information. You'll find all the information that you possibly need on that. And then you have to download application forms. These are the application forms. You can see there's this Irish symbol. I don't know what that means. I probably need to know now that I'm applying for citizenship. So these are the forms. It's quite a huge pile of forms. So you have to go through them, fill them up, and then post them. There is an address at the end of the forms to guide you where to do. It has to be a registered postal address. So yeah. And then there is this one here. I haven't filled up my form just yet. I did practice with a few of them. This is a marriage affidavit. So you have to fill it up to prove that you are actually married. You're gonna need a lawyer. I think you have to, you pay about 50 euro to a lawyer to sign up this affidavit for you to prove that you're actually married. And then you're gonna need a marriage certificate. I'm not going to show you my marriage certificate here online, and a pay slip, and then your work contracts. Those are the things that I have here with me. So my work contracts, and then they want to see if you have been paying tax all these years. So you're gonna need to have a bank statement. Just go online and then download your bank statement for the last 6 months. I did 3 months. I think it's 6 months. Okay, so you're gonna need your passport. It has to be valid, and then you're going to need it to be a copy of this and make sure that is verified. So you're also going to need your GNIB, which is your visa in Ireland. It also has to be valid for you to apply. And then you're going to need your birth certificate. You are going to also need, so you also gonna have to, when you go onto this website, there is going to be sort of a checklist. So all this information on that checklist. So I'm looking here at the Citizen Information website. So this website has everything you could possibly need for application. There is sort of a calculator that you put on the amount of time you have been in Ireland without any kind of a break. So it has to be calculated to, I think, 1,095, depending on which visa you are applying for. Like mine is application through a spouse. So the amount of time that you need to be, or the calculation has to be 1,095 for you to be able to qualify for that. So there is a calculator that you put from the date that you first I came into Ireland on a valid and you haven't had any kind of a break in between, and then to the current date, the calculator will automatically calculate how many days you are, and if you qualify, you print that out and then you attach it to your application form. So let's talk about payments. What payments are due to be paid? There's a €175 application that it needs to be on a bank draft. You go onto your post office, pay the amount, and then send all your documents. Like I said, it has to be registered mail, and then there is no refund for this money. If your application wasn't done properly, they're not gonna refund you. You're gonna have to do the application all over again. So you need to be extra careful on how to make this application. Okay, so now let's talk about what's gonna happen when I send my application forms. So they will send you an acknowledgement letter that they've received your application, and then they do say that it takes about 19 months for your visa application to be processed. And I've had people saying 2 years. It depends on what your application form is. If you are maybe an asylum seeker, it might take a bit longer. It depends really. So okay, so let's talk about what happens after I've sent my applications. What they do is they will send you an acknowledgement letter to say that they have received your application, and they are saying that it takes about 19 months, close to 2 years, for your application to actually go through. It depends on which form of status of your visa was when you apply. If you were maybe as an asylum seeker before, it might take longer, it might take shorter, I don't know. And you, like my situation is, I am married to an Irish citizen, so that's probably, hopefully it will take shorter than I expected. So they will send you an acknowledgement letter, and then they will send you. So again, if you have changed your address, you need to inform you that there is sort of a link on that citizen information website, and then you just fill up that link. It will give all your details that you have changed your address, so that when they have decided to send all the details or whatever decision they have made, they know that you have changed your address. So there's a link that you will that you fill up and then send it to them. I think it's probably through post. Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about what happens if your application is successful. So they will send you a letter saying that your application has been successful. This is what you need to do, blah, 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 on the letter, explaining what you need to do. So there is a payment that you have to make, which is €975 for that. Okay, so there is where they say make a declaration. So like I mentioned, it has to be through a solicitor, a lawyer, and there's a commission of oath. I think that's the marriage affidavit that I had on my hand. And then there's to make an application for neutralization. They say that you have to check that you qualify. First of all, you have to fill in the application form. You have to gather all the supporting documentations. You have to make a declaration, which I did talk about. You have to send your application form to the immigration service delivery along with your application fees. So just make sure all this information are on your application. Thank you so much. Okay, as I just read something quite interesting which I didn't even know. They say that you're going to need 3 references, people who are of Irish citizenship that are going to act or be your referee. So it says that those people has to be of good character, no criminal record or anything like that. So I probably need to look at that as well and see what my options are. So yeah. Okay, so they say you have to be of good character. What does that mean? It says you shouldn't have any criminal record, you shouldn't have any driving offenses, you shouldn't have any kind of an ongoing investigations, you shouldn't have any pending criminal cases, you shouldn't have no any kind of court cases that you are dealing with. They don't want you to apply if you have any kind of bad record. So that's what it means basically.
We talk on the phone.